For my media literacy presentation, I wanted to talk about something that I feel like we didn't really go in depth into in class, but something that was really interesting for me, which is crisis communication and how that can kind of affect the success of a business. So when I searched what crisis communication is, I found first the definition of crisis to be any situation that is threatening or could threaten to harm people or property, seriously interrupt business, or significantly damage a reputation or negatively impact the bottom line. And I found it really interesting that the definition included it to be, something that can interrupt business and hurt a reputation. Because generally, when I thought of crisis, I just thought of like disasters, natural disasters, and famine. But when you look at how communication during a scandal can affect a business, it's pretty crucial to have successful communication with your audience. After the Volkswagen emissions scandal, their stocks dropped, and they didn't really have a good plan to, handle a scandal like this. So, according to the Bernstein Crisis Management Group, there are really 10 steps of crisis communication. And the first step is to, really anticipate a crisis. If you are aware of your operations, then some situations can be preventable with a simple change. And, be prepared with possible responses to best and worst case scenarios. Step 2 would to be, identify a crisis communication team, train those spokespeople, make sure they get the necessary training to handle a scandal if necessary, establish notification and monitoring systems, and, being able to rapidly reach out to stakeholders using multiple media outlets and sources. And step number 6, to identify and know who your stakeholders are so you can be in touch with them. Develop holding statements, which are messages that are designed for use immediately after a crisis happens. Be prepared to address the situation. After that, assess the situation and make sure that most of the problems have been addressed and that the company is able to handle it. Finalize and adapt key messages, and then post-crisis analysis. Don't do what Tesco did. They had a scandal a couple years back that there was horse meat being sold as beef in their stores, and the day of, they sent out a tweet saying, "It's sleepy time, so we're off to hit the hay." Needless to say, it had a really bad response, and it was not appropriately handled, and maybe these crisis communication steps would have helped them in their time.